Hey everyone, this is Black Queen here with an episode of Queen Reacts, and today we're getting to 7 more episodes of Totally Legit Recap by DWK. Yeah, I got a lot of good feedback on the first set I did, and I knew I was gonna I knew I was gonna enjoy the series a lot because I could tell that I could tell that we have similar humor, so yeah. I know it was a very popular series as well, so I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. This is episodes 7 through 13. We got Newbie Dash, Hearthswarming Tale, Saddle Row Review, Applejacks Day Off, Flutter, and Spice Up Your Life, and Stranger Than Fanfiction. Just a few words for some of them. Newbie Dash, I think that was a pretty solid episode. There were a couple moments of cringe, but I think overall it was a good episode for Rainbow Dash. Hearthswarming Tale, I believe, I'd say that this is my favorite Hearthswarming episode, and one of my favorites of Season 6, if not my favorite. However, Episode 9, Saddle Row Review, might be my favorite as well. Because for the while, that was my favorite, but then I rewatched the series and I figured, I started to see that I liked Episode 8 almost just as much. Yeah, so they're like up there for me. Season 6 wasn't really the strongest season, but I think it's better. I think it was better than I remembered it to be. So yeah. Then you got Applejack's Day Off, which really was kind of a weak episode. Yeah, Applejack was just it's the farm pony stereotype. So yeah, they kind of stretched that a bit. Episode 11, Flutter. This is a good episode as well. I wasn't really a big fan of the song, but it served well for what it did. And yeah, Fluttershy had a lot of character growth in that one. Spice Up Your Life. This is another episode that I really did enjoy, and the song was actually one of my favorites that I actually had forgotten about. I come back to the episode like sometime recently, and I was like, oh my god, I love this song, I forgot about this. So yeah, that'd be fun to get back to. And then Stranger Than Fanfiction, which is another solid episode. Yeah, you got, what's his name? Patton Oswalt, I think is his name. I believe recently I found out he voiced, what's his name? Remy from Ratatouille. I knew I could tell now, but I didn't recognize it at first. I just knew that it was a famous person. Anyways, we're getting too much into that, so we're just gonna start this in 3, 2, 1, play. Totally Legit Recap. Seriously, I promise.
So Spitfire's like, yo Dash, how's my voice sound? And Dash is like, used to be a little higher, man. And Spitfire's like, oh yeah. Also, you're a Wonderbolt now. And Dash is like, oh right, come on Scoots, it's margarita time. And Scootle is just like, bro, I'm 12. And Dash is all, don't worry about it, they got the little ones. And every time I see Dash's house, all I can think is... So Dash is chilling with the dudes, and she's like, yo guys, I need a way to make the Wonderbolts into my personal fan club. And they're like, don't you already have one of those? And Dash is like, yeah, but Scootle is passed out in the bathroom of the Ponyville karaoke bar. So what do I do? And Fluttershy is like, don't fuck up.
They
And
look like
Twilight's
dogs
like,
like that.
how about you just
Or they
do
sit
what
like
they
that?
tell you and not be a huge pain in the ass for once? And Dash is like, good call, sunglasses. And everyone's just like, here we go again. So Dash gets to the Wonderbolt thingy and tries to moonwalk while singing Billie Jean, but stacks it and lands in a trash can. Spitfire laughs so hard she has a complex partial seizure, and Fleetfoot triggers Dash's PTSD. Fleetfoot, what's your deal, dude? You're weird and creepy and kind of a dick. So they spend the rest of the day hazing the shit out of Dash, and then they make her clean the bathroom. Then Fleetfoot is suddenly really nice and asks her out for drinks, and Dash is just like, oh my god, how much Rohypnol and Xanax does she have in her pocket? So they're back at the Rainbow Factory, and Dash is like, guys, I fucked up. And Fluttershy is like, I called it, man. And Rarity's just like, darling, bro, just do something actually useful and they won't even care anymore. And Twilight's like, yeah, Dash, groups have like dynamics and you have to like take a little time and feel things out before you know how to fit in. And Dash is like, good thinking, guys, I'll act like a fucking crazy person. And they're all, should we like stop her? And Twilight's like, look, we've been through this all before, just let it play out. So Dash acts like a raving lunatic, but at least she finally learns how to blow dry. And Spitfire's like, yo, I don't know why you stopped taking your lithium, but you need to get back on that now. And Dash is like, am I cool yet? And Fleetfoot's like, lithium. Anyway, so it's the day of Rainbow's first show with the Wonderbolts, and she's like, hey, Scoots, I need you to do something for me. And Scoots is like, dude, I woke up in a urinal 3 days ago, and I am positive it's your fault. But Scootaloo does it anyway, because that's how codependent relationships work. They fuck up the show, and Dash Electric slides into the pavement. And she's like, dude, I'm sorry, I just wanted you guys to stop being dicks to me. And Spitfire's like, Dash, we treat each other like shit, too. We're a bunch of complete assholes. I mean, how do you think we put up with Fleetfoot? And Dash is like, whoa, good point.
Hadn't thought of that.
Dash is finally happy, and Twilight's just like, see guys, Rainbow's an asshole, and she has to learn this stuff by hurting herself. And Dash is like, you know what, Twilight? I finally realized something. I am an asshole, but it's okay, because I found my people.
Alright, that's what we share.
Alright, so it's hearthwarming, all the ponies are showing each other their tongues, and Octavia's at that level of drunk where she thinks 6 people singing a song for fun requires a conductor. Still, everyone's having a... Wait. Hold on. Back up. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought when I first saw
the
that.
emergency room on Christmas. So it's Pony Christmas, and
We had
Twilight's
the
like,
same
dude,
thought there.
Glims, check out my tongue. Also, get down here, man. This eggnog will knock you on your ass. And Glimmer's like, nah, man. Holidays are for normies and casuals, not cool, self-aware people like me. And Twilight's like, oh my god, that's so cute. Somebody's discovered the internet. And Glimmer's all, yeah, it opened my eyes. Being happy and enjoying things is for nerds. And Toy's like, okay, story time. So, a long time ago in an alternate reality where Rarity ran a fabulous fashion dictatorship, a bunch of people liked something, but you didn't. And you were like, your thing is lame, stop liking what I don't like. But they didn't listen, so you cast a spell that would make your opinions into facts. And Glimmy's like, bro, I just said holidays are lame. I'm not saying you can't like them. And Twi's like, you're halfway there, dude. So Applejack's dead in this fic, and she was like, dude, remember that guy you used to chat with on AIM all the time when you were 12? He was like 29 and lived with his parents, and all he did was watch anime. You really shouldn't have let him influence your worldview this much. And you were like, holy shit, I really needed an adult, and I didn't realize it. And so Glimmer proper is like, whoa, Twilight, hold on a sec. This is like better than my actual backstory. And Twilight's like, are you really gonna do this right now? And Glimmer's like, no, I'm not. Got it. Anyway, Twilight gets like way into this story and starts doing the voices and stuff. And Glimmy's like, dude, Twilight, I've already read this fucking book. You don't have to act it out for me. And Twilight's like, man, I'm having fun with this, alright? Just shut the fuck up and listen. So Dead AJ made you realize that your view of reality was completely fucking warped. And Dead Pinky made you realize that other people having fun won't kill you. Also, she made you watch a live performance.
One of my favorite songs in the show.
But plot things always happen in threes. So a horrifying eldritch abomination with the head of a wife who showed up, and she was like, dude, it's great that you basically understand subjectivity, but you're still kind of an elitist prick. And you were like, of course I am, that's my entire persona. And she was like, yeah, dude, because you spend too much time on the fucking internet. Alright, like, check this out. This is what real life would be like if everyone acted like they did on the internet. It will literally be hell. And you were like, holy shit, you're right.
Yeah.
The end. So Glimmer's like, wow, Twilight, thanks for reading me that book. I already knew the story and the moral is obvious, but you put ponies in it, so I actually paid attention. And Twilight's like, yeah, dude, that's how we do. And Glimmer's like, alright, bro, let's get fucked up. Nobody's gonna judge us because it's hearthwarming. And Twilight's like, man, that's the holiday spirit.
Exactly. Central Review.
Alright, so Rarity's about to open her new boutique in Manhattan, and she's like, guys, don't worry about anything. Me and Coco are gonna rock this. Then Coco shows up, and she's like, look,
And her name's not Coco anymore.
I have a problem, and I can't do this anymore. And so Rarity's like, okay, guys, Coco has to go away for a little while, so can you help me out right now? And they're like, dude, no problem. We got this. Then Rarity's landlord corners AJ, and he's like, Miss Pomel was business partner, if you understand me, and I'm in bad situation now. So you sell these 300 pills of pony ecstasy for me, or I kick your friend out of the building and sell my daughter into slavery. And AJ's like, guys, we got a problem. So they're running around in a panic trying to set up a boutique and flip a bunch of happy pills, but at least Pinky finds this club upstairs and unloads like half of them on these chicks. Especially this one. Yeah, you're not fooling anyone there, bro. Oh, and Vinyl's there, and Pinky's like, dude, do you just kind of like follow us around? And Vinyl's like, eh. Anyway, so the boutique is still a disaster, and the girls lock Rarity in the window display so she won't freak out, and so she can't be considered an accomplice. Dash is organizing potential employees from most to least angular. Nobody knows what the fuck Twilight's doing, and Fluttershy is just sitting in the middle of the room sobbing her eyes out and saying, I want to go home over and over again. Finally, AJ's like, guys, I think we're fucked. And Twilight's like, dude, give me one of those pills. And AJ's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And Twilight's like, I have a great idea, but we all need to be blasted off our asses for it to work. And Fluttershy's like, I'm not sure that's the hallmark of a great idea. And Twilight's like, guys, there's no way we're gonna do this shit proper, so let's just do how we do and blow the lid off this bitch. And they're all like, you know what? Fucking A, let's do it. So the girls throw on some Mac Dre, grab some juice, and work some Pony Thizzle magic. So a couple hours later, Rarity finally escapes, and she's just like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? And Twilight's like, dude, check it out. It's a boutique, a rave, and a bar, all in one. And Rare's like, this looks like it was designed by a bunch of people on drugs. And Twilight's like, no, that's silly. And Pinky's like, those Skittles made me feel really neat. Anyway, despite the literal insanity, the customers have a great time, the girls hit their quota and save this chick from a life of prostitution, and everyone agrees that Rarity for You is the slappinest boutique in Manhattan. So Rarity goes off to the after party, and the rest of the girls get arrested and taken to the police station, which is a Denny's. They explain exactly what happened because they're all still rolling like motherfuckers, but this is Equestria, so the cops just tell them to not do it again and let them go. So, it's a week later, and Rarity's like, guys, I just read in the paper that my landlord in Manhattan got locked up for running some kind of drug racket. Do you know anything about that? And they're like, yeah, we sort of turned your boutique into a rave so we could flip some pills and stop him from selling his daughter's body. And Rarity's like, oh, well, that's fucked. And they're like, don't worry, he's in prison and she's in therapy. And Rarity's like, you know, am I crazy, or does it seem like this kind of thing wouldn't have happened to us a couple years ago? And they're like, yeah, don't think too hard about it. And Rarity's like, whatever, I still love you guys, even if you're all on drugs now.
As I catch the bass, I might wanna sweat off me face. I back up, then I start to slide. Hop in my color as I glide.
Ghostbusters.
So, Applejack shows up for spa day, and she's like, dude, Rarity, why are you melting, bro? And Rarity's like, darling, don't even trip. This is just an in-between phase. All I need is the menstrual blood of an alicorn virgin and a full moon, then I'm good. And AJ's like, oh my god,
so
is Twilight in on this too?
Does that mean
and
the horns like, aren't part of the skeleton?
Alicorn virgin. And I was like, yo, Rarity, Princess Luna's here to see you. So, it's the next day, and Rarity, Twilight, and Spike are heading to AJ's place for some Apple-related products or whatever. And Spike's like, damn, Rarity, you looking fine, girl. And Rarity's like, thanks, dude. The pact is complete, and I'm silky smooth until the next blood moon. And Twilight's like, wow, that spa has really high-quality services, especially for the price. And Applejack's like, dude, you guys, that place is fucked. I'm never going there again. And Rarity's like, bruh, you need to embrace your feminine side, man. And AJ's like, no, dude, I mean, that spa is literally evil, and I can prove it. Yo, Twilight, can you stay here and feed my pigs? And Twilight's like, yeah, sure, how do I do that? And AJ's like, there's only 2 steps. Number 1, feed the pigs. Number 2, don't fuck up. And Twilight's like, you know what? That makes perfect sense. So, they go to the spa, and AJ's like, see, I knew it. This place is full of ghosts. I mean, Rainbow
Oh.
Dash wouldn't be here unless she was possessed, right? And Dash is like, yeah, man, I totally would.
See, yeah.
And Aloe's like, dude, you're totally right. Look at all these ghosts. And AJ's like, they're not just ghosts, man. They're parasitic ghosts. I mean, like, check it out. They've attached themselves to everyone, and they've turned this place into, like, some kind of demon spot. I mean, even got runes painted on the wall. And Rarity's
Wow.
like, you know what? Remember we didn't need alicorn blood when I first started coming here? And I was like, yeah, man, you know, now that I think about it, we never used to do that, but it just kind of became a routine thing, and I didn't realize it was a problem. And AJ's like, dude, I'm sure that would make sense in a lot of situations, but I think any sane person can see this is ridiculous. So they go down to the basement, and AJ's like, yep, just what I thought. It's full of portals. That's where all these ghosts are coming from.
Now you're
and I
thinking
was
of
like,
portals.
Applejack, what do we do? And AJ's like, dude, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. So, Applejack banishes the ghosts using Southern charms. All the spa patrons get a free exorcism massage,
explains
and
the
Rarity
Ghostbusters
has to have her
music at the
soul
beginning.
waxed to rip the blood moon demons from her body. Then
Nice.
everything's back to normal, and everybody's relaxing, but AJ's like, God damn it, why is all this fucked up stuff happening to us lately? I mean, can't we have one day where we just deal with normal people things like we did in season 1? And Rarity's like, wow, dude, you're laying it on a little thick there. And Applejack's like, what? Somebody's gotta say it. And Rarity's like, no, man, I was talking about the face cream. You're totally right.
Yeah.
Searching for your ways and pimps right now in the place to be.
Okay. Flutter brother. Let me up inside.
Alright, so it's a lovely day in Cloudsdale, and Fluttershy is having lunch with her parents in their beautiful home, along with her lifelong best friend, Rainbow Dash. And Fluttershy's like, wow, guys, our lives really turned out great. I mean,
And then-
Dad just retired, you guys can enjoy your golden years in marital bliss, and me and Dashy are superheroes
Wait,
to
hold on.
save the world and hang out with Princess.
Oh, damn, okay.
Everything's peachy,
I think they were-
and nothing
never
can
mind.
possibly fuck this up. And her parents are like, yep, you said it, sweetie. We're so happy and we're so proud of you. You too, Rainbow. You're like a second daughter to us, and we always believed in you. And Rainbow's like, guys, stop it. You're gonna make me cry. And then nothing bad happened. The end.
And then, hey, it's
Oh,
your
wait,
boy.
no, that's not what happened because of this
Skinny
motherfucker.
Pete.
So, apparently Fluttershy has a brother, and he's a lazy hipster dipshit with weird hobbies who wants to move back in with their parents.
He's a
because
millennial.
He dropped out of college again. Am I watching My Little Pony right now?
Yeah.
Because it feels like I'm watching my... Anyway, this guy is a fucking piece of work. He uses
Like a-
stupid slang and talks with some kind of weird affectation, even though he obviously grew up around
Like a
people
modern
who
day sitcom.
speak normally. I mean, not that there's anything wrong
Sitcom
with that,
drama, at
right?
least.
But I guess it comes off as kind of douchey, doesn't it? So this asshole barges in like he owns the place, makes his dad get all his bags, and you know at least one of them is full of dirty laundry that his mom is going to have to do. Well, maybe you don't know that, but I know that. So Buttershush pulls her parents aside and she's like, you guys can't let him do this to you again. And they're like, oh, he's a creative type. He just needs a little time to find himself. And she's like, yeah, that's what we've been telling ourselves for the past 10 years. But you know, all he's going to do is smoke pot, drink your wine, jack off, and post on 4chan all day. Probably all at the same time. Tell me I'm wrong. And Fluttershy's dad is like, well, at least it's not Reddit. So, brother Zephyr McDouchemuffin here is hitting on Dash.
I don't know how to feel about
and
that.
damn, does he want her. Like, not this kind of one. We're talking this kind. But she fucking decks him, which is awesome. And then everybody argued over whether or not Dash is gay again. Guys, it's been almost 6 years. Can we just stop? And Flutters is like, alright, motherfucker, you're coming with me and you're getting a job. And he's like, dude, I don't need a job. My main therapy YouTube channel is totally taking off. I've almost got 100 subscribers and my Patreon, you're getting a fucking job. So it's the next morning and dude, her brother is tired as fuck because he normally wakes up at noon, and I'm sure he's really trying to get back on a normal sleep schedule, but it's just hard when you have no routine, you know? And
He's got a very
Fluttershy's
square
like,
jaw.
listen, Rarity is a very good friend of mine, and she was nice enough to give you some work, so don't fuck up. So he fucks up, and then he fucks up again, just like he's been doing his entire life.
Link.
Because, like, Fluttershy keeps telling him he never commits to something and finishes it. You know, I need a drink.
Oops.
Going like a sucker almost
There,
every day. In the back of your mind, you probably thinking I was gay. But no, I'm just a bitch ass nigga.
These
Like
lyrics.
Jack about the rich ass nigga. See, I've been a loser just about all my life. Type to trying to turn a hoe to a housewife.
Jesus Christ. So, even Dash tries to give this guy a chance because she's a bro, and surprise, he fucks up. So she kicks his ass, which he deserves and probably secretly enjoys, and Fluttershy is like, look, if you can't hold down a job and contribute something, you can't live here. So she has to throw him out, and of course she feels like shit because he's her freaking brother, but what can you do when you have a family member who's a piece of shit? There's no good answer to that question, is there? Jesus Christ, man. Can we fight Chrysalis again? Or how about Tyrek? You know why those were fun? Is because I haven't fought a giant parasitic bug queen or a magic-eating centaur before. I'm just saying it had a nice element of fantasy to it. So,
But real-world
Zeph ends
problems
up
we've
living
all
out in
kind
the
of
woods and literally goes insane.
had experience
and
with.
Dash is just like, dude, if we don't bail him out, he's gonna end up dead. And Fluttershy's like, look, man, me and mom and dad, we've done everything we can. This is on you now. And so Zephyr finally has to face the fact that he's so terrified of failure that he just gives up and sabotages everything he ever tries to do. And, okay, you know what, My Little Pony? I think you've changed a bit. I watch you because you're fun and cute and use whimsical characters and situations to teach moral integrity. Also, sometimes there's rainbow explosions and shit, or at least there used to be. This feels a bit too familiar. Anyway, they sing a magical pony song, and Zephyr realizes he's actually capable of whatever the fuck this is. So he goes back to college, gets his degree, and stops hating himself.
Well, that was
and he's
fast.
like, thanks guys, I couldn't have done this without you. And they're all like, dude, we always knew you were an awesome guy, and we're so proud of you. Yeah.
Wow, I've seen that image many
I make
times.
myself sick, get on my own nerve. Immature, insecure, grown up nerd. Half MC on a label that's unstable. Chopping blicking on the
Spice up your life. Wow.
Okay, so this episode starts out with the main six and Princess Twilight Sparkle all hanging out in the Friendship Castle playset. Now, if you recall, at the end of Season 5, Glimmy nearly destroyed the universe because she took the battery out of the castle and hid it, and Twilight had to go on an epic adventure through space and time to find another 9-volt, because who the fuck ever has one of those? Actually, Glimmy, what are you
I use a
doing
lot of
here,
them
man?
sometimes.
This is a violation of all 3 laws of Starlight Glimmer. Oh wait, actually we're good on number 3. Spike does it. Fortunately, after nearly a year of tireless research, she and Twilight have finally modified it so it runs on AA's, and they can finally press the button that turns on all the sparkling lights and activates the built-in plot device. So it seems like whatever they did to it kind of fucked it up, because it doesn't seem to realize that Rarity and Pinky just had an episode together a few weeks ago. Anyway, they get sent to Canterlot to find a friendship problem, but obviously any excursion involving a compulsive overeater means food is first thing on the agenda. So they tried 3 different restaurants, but apparently A, all the highest rated restaurants in Canterlot serve the exact same shit, and B, that shit is in fact shit. So, Pinky uses her superior nasal passages to find some decent food, and oh my god, it's a hot, flavorful, exotic waifu fresh off the grill. DHX, we need to have a talk, okay? You're just serving them up to the porn artists on a silver platter at this point. What happened to a challenge? Anyway, this chick and her dad are like really obviously
There's your challenge.
Indian. And at first I was like, isn't this racist? Then again, Equestria has plenty of locations that parallel real-world places like Manhattan or Winneapolis, to use an example from this very episode. But to me, when it's some American city, it just seems like, yeah, okay, very clever. This felt a little jarring and out of place. And then I realized the show isn't being racist. I'm being racist. My Little Pony, you never cease to make me realize what a piece of shit I am. Anyway, waifu Masala and her dad are hating life and each other because their business is tanking since the Pony Michelin guide won't review their restaurant, even though it's bomb as fuck. So Rarity, being the cool, collected, classy, and connected gal that she is just like, darling, don't even trip. I'll have them in here by this afternoon. We just need to fill this place up and make it a little less ethnic. Also, I like the song, but it still feels racist, dude. I just can't shake it. I don't know. So, oh my god, what is that? What is that thing? Okay, I take it back, DHX. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. This is a challenge. 0 out of 10, I would rather stick my dick in a cadaver. I mean, a female one, because I'm not a freak or anything. You know? In fact, hold on. Let me... Yep, there it is. I knew it. Right there. So, this is Zesty Gourmand, the illegitimate child of Lord Voldemort and Tilda Swinton.
Exactly.
Apparently they got rid of her by chucking her through the portal to Equestria while Twilight was at Camelot High. But that's just a rumor. I don't know. Anyway, despite bearing her father's mark, she is not a dark wizard, but something much more evil, horrifying, and reprehensible. A professional critic. And she's like, yep, just what I thought. This food is shit, and you should all feel terrible and hate yourselves. And Pinky's like, yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man. And she's all, yes, and my opinion is better because I'm a famous person. And they're like, why are you famous again? And she's like, for having better opinions. How are you not getting this? So she fucks off, and Rarity's like, dude, I just realized something. We never needed to change this place. We just needed a famous person to shill it. And Pinky's like, bro, wait a second. You're a famous person. And Rarity's like, I don't know, right? So they do what they should have done all along. These dudes cook their food, Ponk does the decorating, and Rarity does the sweet talking. Everything goes as planned and the place is banging, but then Tilda Mort shows up again and she's like, listen, you assholes, I already told you couldn't like this food, so who the hell authorized all this enjoyment? And these dudes are all like, well, Rarity said we could like it, and she's kind of famous, so we tried it, and it's fucking awesome. So, you know, choke on a dick. And everyone's like, yeah, if you don't want to eat here, you can just go eat some dicks. And Rarity's like, dude, you may think your opinions are better than everyone else's because you're famous, but as you can see, that's not how it works. I mean, sure, it definitely helps, but what really makes an opinion truly superior is when a bunch of people agree with you.
Alright. Wow. That's the ultimate challenge. Okay. Oh. It's black this time.
What is this? Fresh hell.
No. Crazy Train riff.
What good is fantasy when it becomes nothing more than a mockery of the very thing we seek to escape? Alright, we're back, and here we go. Okay, so Princess Twiggy is reading Dash some Daring Do because, let's face it, reading is hard, and if you got a smart friend who can do it for you, you should get on that. Of course, all my friends are even dumber than I am, so I just don't read. But I do watch cartoons, and lucky for all of us, that's what this is. So, Dashie is packing for some kind of trip, probably to go off for some more Wonderbolts training, or wait, a Daring Do convention? Oh my god. I cannot wait to see this. A convention, but like in Equestria. Who knows what kind of fantastic things will... Wait, what? What the fuck? No!
The children's playground.
This is just a vendor's hall at every Brawny convention, but slightly less shitty. I don't need this in the show. I've seen it enough already. Okay.
Hippie horse roses.
It's okay. It's okay. Just calm down. You guys just calm down. You hear me? Don't get all worked up. So, Rainbow's walking around and people are trying to sell her stupid shit, and then she meets this guy and they start discussing the accuracy of their cosplays.
Nice.
So he's like, nice costume. I see you have the correct number of arrow holes in your hat. And Dash is like,
wow.
What ensues can only be described as a whirlwind autism romance, complete with this totally non-sexual romp in the ball pit. That's right, guys and gals. Just in case you weren't thinking about it every moment of every day, your waifu will never look at you like this. You'll never get to see that joy in her eyes, and you'll never spend an afternoon together bonding over something you're both passionate about. You know, just a friendly
It'll
reminder.
never happen.
Oh god, no. No,
The
it's not
fucking
supposed to be
bodybuilder.
like this. Equestria is supposed to be a socially enlightened fantasy world where everyone has a true place and everyone can be loved. Body pillows are not for people who are loved. People who have joy in their lives don't need this kind of shit. This is it. You all lost your nuts over slice of life, yet it was but a portent of things to come. This is the singularity. The show and its fandom have ceased to be two separate entities and have merged into a single, massive, roiling cauldron of spaghetti in which we are all trapped for eternity. There is no going back. We are the collective. We are My Little Pony. Join us. Anyway, Dashy and Quibble finally end up at the bar because, in case you didn't know, that is truly the best part of any convention. An excuse to get fucked up. And just when all the Dash waifu friends were about to kick the chair out,
I mean, there isn't a single thing after Ring of Destiny that is even remotely in the realm of the possible. What?
they get into an argument about canon. It's like I'm looking into a mirror and I want to strangle the person I see. Right now there are people all across the internet having the same argument they're having in this episode about this episode. It's so meta I feel like I'm gonna have a psychotic break. Why, My Little Pony? Why do you mock me? First Zephyr Breeze, and now this shit. What did I ever do to you? I bought all your fucking merchandise. What else do you want? Do you want my soul? Take it! Just fucking take it! I don't have anything else! Whatever. We all know the only truly canon Daring Do books. Anyway, then they get captured by Copacabana or whatever his name is, and dude thinks it's some elaborate RP that Dash set up to prove she's right. Then they almost die and get rescued by Daring Do herself, and Quibble's like, holy shit, this is real. I'm in an episode of My Little Pony. And she's like, yeah, no shit, motherfucker, and we only have 5 minutes and 30 seconds to find the 7 Ask MacGuffin or we're fucked. So they get to the end of the level and they have to solve a puzzle to get whatever it is, but apparently when they recolored Dash to make Daring Do, they gave her the same brain. But fear not, dude has such an encyclopedic knowledge of adventure novels that he's able to figure it out, and they get the world's most decorative pie tin. The lesson here is that if you obsess over obscure bullshit that nobody cares about, one day you'll go on an adventure with your waifu and find treasure. Thank God, too. I mean, I was gonna kill myself after I finished making this video, but now I have hope. Right, so they do all the things, Daring Do says thanks and fucks off, and dude is like, you know, Dash, maybe we don't agree on some stuff, but I think you're really cool and we should totally be friends. And Dash is like, fuck you, dude, I'm objectively right. Suck my dick.
Wow. Alright. So yeah, that was a good collection of, should I just call it TLR? No, that doesn't roll off the tongue well. Yeah, that was a good collection, totally legit recap. You know what? TLR, I'm gonna go with that. No, I still can't say it. I just totally legit recap. That still sounds better. It's just hard for me to pronounce. Anyways, yeah, that was a good set. I think I found it interesting. The last one he started using more, like he was actually using clips from the show rather than just screenshots, which is pretty interesting. I mean, I would assume that he did that because, he originally did that because he didn't want to like get in trouble with copyright or anything. But I feel like that's the kind of thing that would start to bring it down. I don't know if he's gonna do that into multiple ones, but I personally wouldn't have a problem with it. It's just, Hasbro might. But yeah, overall, pretty fun collection. Don't really have anything else to say. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the commentary. God bless, stay safe, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye.